Dr. Samrat Ray, Dean IAMS, Dr. L.K. Tripathi, Director SBIMS, Dr. Aruna A. Devaskar, Director IMHRD, esteemed guest Dr. M. Betkar, faculty colleagues and my dear students. It is with great pleasure and admiration that I introduce our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. M. Betkar, for today's seminar on intellectual property rights and patent filing in India. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to a remarkable individual whose achievement in academia, research and leadership have left an indelible mark. Dr. Betkar M. is currently the principal of Sri Kumaraswamy Mahavidyalaya, Ausa, Latur, Maharashtra, and his journey in the world of education and innovation is nothing short of an awe-inspiring. Let me provide you with a glimpse of his extraordinary academic and research achievement. With the impressive 30-year teaching experience, Dr. Betkar served as a research supervisor, guiding and mentoring aspiring researchers, nurturing the next generation of scholars. He boasts an exceptional record of 7 patents in his name, reflecting his pioneering contribution to innovation and intellectual property. Dr. Betkar has been invited as a keynote speaker at international conferences in prestigious locations such as Singapore, Hong Kong, Canada, and UK, where his insights have illuminated the path of intellectual property rights. His academic prowess extends to international platform, having presented research paper at conferences in Indonesia and Thailand, demonstrating his global impact in the field. Dr. Betkar's scholarly contribution have transcended boundaries with more than 50 research papers authored and published, enriching the academic and research community. In 2018, Dr. Betkar received the Best Teacher Award of the Year from IASR Institute, Kolkata, a recognition of his unwavering dedication to nurturing young minds. His exceptional leadership qualities were acknowledged when he was awarded the Best Principal of 2021 by SRTM University Nanded, reflecting his outstanding contribution to education. In recognition of his groundbreaking research, he was honored with the gold medal by the state government of Maharashtra, a testament to his innovation and his scholarly excellence as part of the Inter-University Research Festival. He is a leading expert in the domain of intellectual property rights and patent filing, having been invited to share his wisdom at over 200 events across the country. Dr. Betkar has furthered academic excellence by authoring a book on NAC SSR preparation, contributing to the enhancement of educational standards and accreditations. Is evident through his organization of more than 600 international and national events and webinars, with a strong focus on topics related to women empowerment. Exceptional achievement have earned him a place in prestigious record, including the International Books of Record, India Book of Record, India Book of Record in 2021. Now the stage is set up for an enlightening and enriching session on intellectual property rights and patent filing in India, and we are fortunate to have Dr. Betkar M. with us today to share his profound insight and expertise. Without further ado, let us warmly welcome our esteemed guest speaker Dr. Betkar M. as he takes us on a journey into the world of intellectual property rights and patent filing. So let us warmly welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Betkar M.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Can I present my screen, madam? Or anyone is going to speak before that?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is the International Institute of Management and Higher Resource Development. Hinjewadi, Pune, respected Director Aruna Devaskar, Madam. It's a national level seminar on IPR and intellectual property rights and patent filing in India. Respected Director, Founder President Professor Manish Mundra sir, respected Founder Secretary Professor Nirupama Mundra Madam, from last 2-3 days who is in touch and who introduced very nicely to me Dr. Latur sir, all the faculties of this prestigious institute, all the students who are joined here for listening this topic on IPR and patent filing in India. I am thankful to Director Madam and all the organizing team and patrons for inviting me to speak on this intellectual property rights and patent filing in India. I am not new for this dais because Dr. Aruna Devaskar Madam, who is director, she was also invited to our webinar series, of which just Dr. Laukush sir have said about the webinar, and she was one of the resource person. Thank you for inviting me. I will start my presentation. What I am knowing on this topic, I would like to share here. Let us start the first slide. If the slide shows the objective of presentation, means any presentation should have some objective. As this is the leading institute and having management side and researchers are working, R&D section is working, the faculties are working here, so they should know about the intellectual properties and what the rights associated with that. When we know all these things, alternatively we should know about the patent filing in India. These are the two objectives of this speech. Let us see what are the points which I will cover. IPs and IPRs. 1 second. What are the IPs and IPRs, intellectual properties and rights associated with that? Secondly, what are the IPR benefits? What is the patent? What is the patent filing? Few examples and news on the patent and useful websites. I will try to finish it within my given allotted time. So, on screen you are seeing that it's the letter I, and one person is something thinking about some idea. Let us see as an example, he is thinking to form, to create an intellectual thing, that is the electric bulb. This is the symbol of a thinking person. As we are knowing that it's the natural thing that we always think about something, and in this thinking can create intellectual property. First thing, we have to think innovatively. As your college is located in Pune and just we have celebrated the Ganpati festival, which is known to the world, throughout the India and to the world. At that time we have did so many decorations of it, very attractive decorations, few innovative things, but they are created and kept as it is, but not registered as a intellectual property. So everything what is in the around, if you write poem, if you write an article, if you publish a paper, if you do some rangoli, if you write some few things, if you draw some right picture, we do some decoration, so all these can be recorded as a intellectual property. So this is the thing. Intellectual property not new for us. We always think innovatively, but that should be converted or formulated as intellectual property. Second, in first slide, that person was thinking to form an electric bulb. Now the electric bulb he is formed. Now it is the intellectual property. The property, intellectual property came from thinking of an intellectual mind, that is the intellectual property. Now, what happens when someone creates this intellectual property? Then the persons which are wrong persons of this society try to stolen the knowledge, try to use that technology, try to use that knowledge without the consent or permission or a process of taking permission from the innovator. This is wrong thing. If someone created some new thing, innovative thing, we have to take permission of using it with the innovator. So these things happens. So if you create some intellectual property and not registered, our knowledge, our created can stolen by someone. What happens at that time? We have to register our property on our name. This is our aim. Then and then only we become the intellectual property right holder, and we can get the rights associated with that to use, to enjoy the rights, or to have say the ownership of that. After registration, no one can use that property, use that technology, intellectual property without your permission, without your consent. So this is the importance of the registration of the intellectual property, so that intellectual property get the rights when it is registered on a particular name. That's why the rights given over the creations of mind of related to intellectual property are known as the intellectual property rights. And the rights came into force when you register your intellectual property through a proper procedure. That is we are going to see here. Let us see, there are two types of intellectual properties. One, intangible property, in which we think, we listen music, we write some book, theme. So all these are the intangible properties, and from that intangible property we can create tangible property, where we can touch, that is motor, bike, bond, or any scooter or anything. That is the tangible property. And intangible property can be converted into tangible property if we think tangible, innovatively. These are the two groups of intellectual properties. And let us see the types of intellectual properties. How many types are there? Let us see the first type, that is the trademark. What is trademark? When we visit to a mall, or when we purchase something, a branded product, every product has its own logo. And before organization, starting of the organization, that factory or that institute, they registered their particular symbol or logo as a trademark. On the screen you are seeing that Doordarshan, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, Lokmat, Airtel, BMW, Parle-G, WhatsApp, all these are the trademarks of that particular organization. So before marketing their goods, before publishing their work, before entering to the market, they do creation of such logo symbol to which anyone can identify this product is from that particular brand. So after registration of that product, they try to marketize their technology or goods or any app, and so that it is the first intellectual property, the trademark. It is the property. No one can use. When you registered your symbol, your logo of your organization, no one can duplicate it. So that it's the first intellectual property, trademark. Now let us see the second intellectual property. It is the second intellectual property is the geographical indication. What are the geographical indication? The things which are around us may be natural or may be product of some organization or factories. Such that on screen you are seeing that there is Kanchipuram silk sari. It is the man-made product. Kolhapur chappal is a man-made product. Puneri pagde is the man-made product. Basmati rice is natural product. Guntur chilli is a natural product. So these are the geographical indications. They are having speciality of their special geographical nature they have attached to that. They are famous from that area. Basmati rice is famous from Basmati. Guntur chilli is famous from related to that Guntur area. So it is related to that geographical indication. They have property. They have registered, and they are registered under the geographical indications of the India. They also create the intellectual property, such like Nagpur orange, Basmati rice, Paitani of Paitan, Kullu shal, Nasik Valley wine, Tirupati laddu. All these are the geographical indications, that is the intellectual properties of India which we have registered in the intellectual property. So there are 624 intellectual properties of the registered by India, and highest intellectual property as like geographical indications are registered by the Karnataka government. So if we think that in our surrounding, if product is very famous, its nature is attached to the geographical indication, so we can go forward for registering that product as the intellectual property. It can give credit to you, it also give the credit to your area, and that market economy goes in increases, because when this product becomes famous, world famous, then more demand of marketization of that product. And lastly, that product may not be claimed by others from that excluding that area. Means Guntur chili is not claimed by Punjab, Guntur chili is not claimed by the American chili, so it is related to that geographical indication. So this we get the right of that attached to the geographical indications. Thirdly, it's the design or utility model. You see so many designs we use in our surrounding, maybe from pen, chair, or all these things. So all are the unique designs, and they can be registered as the intellectual property under the design utility model. If you give some compactness to the chair, if you add some grips to a bottle, if you do some unique design of an ornament, that gives you a design of utility model as a third intellectual property. And once you design that product under intellectual property, it gives you the royalty of that, so that the products from the branded goldsmith, that is PNG or all these things, they are high costly because they have registered their product uniquely, and no one can copy that product from other part, so that we get the third intellectual property, the design and utility model. Let us see the fourth intellectual property, the plant's breeder right. Means when a farmer or any organization R&D section creates, what it creates, a new product. As like you can say that there are too many other colored flowers on the same plant. Similarly, the yield, high yielding fertilizer of the seed. So that seeds means that rights to the breeder for a new variety of plant, including any technology, seed technology, cutting technology, tissue culture technology, biotechnology. If that seed is of creation of is that, it gives the plant's breeder right, that is the fourth intellectual property. Now, the fifth intellectual property is well known to us, that is the copyright. What is copyright? If you publish a book, if you write an article in the newspaper, if you write a paper, publish a paper in journal, if you create some rangoli, if you do some app, if you produce some app, create some app, at that time, if we do some recording of a music, if we create a drama or a picture, all these media is related to copyright. You get the copyright of that when you publish it for the society or in the media. So that is the copyright related to these things. Now, sixth intellectual property is the semiconductor IC layout design. As you are knowing that every electronic component is working on a IC, integrated chip. Its function is unique, its design is unique. At that time, semiconductor IC layout design can be registered as an intellectual property. Now, let us see the seventh intellectual property, it is the patent, on which we are going to more stress. Let us understand the definition of the patent. What is patent? It is a monopoly right granted to a person. It's the right, monopoly right, and granted to a person who is invented. And who gives that right? The right gives the government. So who has invented a new, novel and useful article? Means that article should be new one or novel one, or and also it should be useful one. If three conditions are satisfied, that can be defined as a patent. Or an improvement of an existing article. Every time you cannot invent new things, but if you improve something innovatively in an existing article, that can give that part can give a new patent. And thirdly, a new process of making an article, as like recipe. If the article is same, but your process is different and innovative, then at that time also that process can be granted as a patent. Let us clarify the more. It's the right, monopoly right given by the government to the person who is invented a new or new useful article. This is the first thing. Second, improvement of an existing article. I will define more this. What is improvement? First of all, where our car were running on the diesel, then petrol, and then CNG. Now our car is running on the hybrid car, means that is on the electric. So at all these times, these are the improvement in an existing article. So let us see the definition of improvement article means what is existing. We can improve it properly, innovatively, that can give the existing of a improvement article. Now let us see the patent categories. How many categories of the patents are there? There are two categories. One is utility patent. It's the patent, something complex patent, means it is related to more complex process, and it is known as the frequently granted patent, because if the engine, machine where the operations are so much complex, it is operating with so much innovatively, that time also it is called as utility patent. And second is the just design patent. It's very simple. On screen you are seeing that just a spectacular design or goggle design, just shoe design. Before few seconds ago you have seen this ornamental design, that chair design. So simple designs, there is no any operation or any process or any mechanical, that is the design patent. So design patent are products which are non-functional, non-operational, just purely design. With our eye we can identify that this type of dimension of that product is. So for design patent, application don't have to prove its utility, because there is no subject of producing utility, but it's the external design of this. If you design uniquely something, that can give you a design patent. Now third patent is plant patent, means asexually produced plants, asexually produced plant seeds, combining all these different species to create a new plant. So new plants, by using this asexually product technique, if you design new product or if you innovatively produce a new, create a new plant, that is the third patent. Means first is the utility patent, second is the design patent, and third is the plant patent. After seeing the parts of the patent, let us go to the patentable inventions. Up till now we have seen what is IPR, what is the definition of patent, what type of patents, and what are the types of intellectual properties. Now you are thinking that every innovative thing is patentable, but not. We have to see from this section which things are patentable or which things are non-patentable. Let us see in this part. First, machines, apparatus or other articles which are useful, innovatively designed, operating, and a design can also granted for the patent. Any machine, apparatus, article or any innovatively operating machine, all these things can be patented. First. Secondly, the process or method of synthesis of a product, means if you have a product, paracetamol as an example, paracetamol is producing by other so many companies, other chemical companies, then product is same paracetamol, but the process of synthesis is different, that can be granted for the patent for different organizations. Thirdly, the software which is used with the hardware, that can be granted for the patent. Means only software not allowed to grant, because it's just a written matter or the textual matter or graphical matter, it is allowed to copyright. But if some software is operating to the hardware, then that can be granted for the patent. So these are the, and also food, recipes, chemical, medicines or drugs can be granted for the patent. Why? Any medicine is the combination or reaction of the different chemicals, and when all the chemicals taken together for synthesis, they do react, they lose their original property and they give new innovative product where there is no any symptoms of the original product. At that time, the food recipes, chemical, medicines or drugs can be granted for the patent. After seeing what is patentable, let us see what cannot be patentable. What is not patentable? First, known inventions are not patentable. Means someone is knowing something which is known to all, it cannot be granted for the patent. First thing, known inventions cannot be granted for the patent. Second, inventions contrary to natural laws. What the natural laws are existing, or innovation is against that, that cannot be granted for the patent. Thirdly, against public ethics and morality. We have to keep our ethics, morality in our mind, which is against of that product cannot be granted for the patent. And the product which is causing or objecting having commercial exploitation, that cannot be granted for the patent. If you are doing a machine which can cause the commercial exploitation of someone, that cannot be granted for the patent. And the things which are harmful to human, animal, plant life and environmental. If your product is harmful to our human health, harmful to the animal life, plant life and environmental, that cannot be granted for the patent. Because after all, we have to live, we have to do some things which are supportive to that, and your product is harmful to all these things, it cannot be granted for the patent. So before applying for the patent, before thinking for the patent, we should keep in these things in the mind. Sixth thing is that the scientific discoveries and principles cannot be granted for the patent. Why? They cannot be applicable, they cannot be equipped. And seventh, substance obtained by the admixtures cannot be granted for the patent. Let us see what is admixture. Admixture means just mixed together, not reacted. If you see the lemon juice which we always drink, that having content of lemon extract, some sugar, some water, some salt, it is just mixed together, not reacted. One can filter lemon extract from that, one can filter sugar from that, water from that, salt from that. So it's just a admixture, it's just together. So it is not giving any innovativeness, so it cannot be granted for the patent. Number 8, the plants, animals in whole or any part cannot be granted for the patent. Let us see. A plant is a natural thing. We have no any contribution for creating that. At like the animal species, a part of that, we cannot do some innovation on that. Means we are not contributing any to innovation in that. So animals, plants or whole or any part cannot be granted for the field or apply for the field. Next, the method of medical cure, where equipments are not used, they cannot be granted for the patent. As like massage, as like nadi pariksha, as like only the physiotherapy part, touching, doing that care, that cannot be granted for the patent, because it is no equipment are there, just a massage, just all these things without any equipment. So these cannot be granted for the patent. At the same time, method of agriculture, horticulture, cultivation cannot be granted for the patent, because there is just it is the knowledge, it cannot be equipped and cannot granted for the patent. At the same time, you should keep in mind that the equipments which are useful in the medical field, equipments which are useful in the agriculture field, they all are granted for the patent if they are innovative. And number 11, the traditional knowledge cannot be granted for the patent. Our early generation is knowing that knowledge, the knowledge came to us from that, and we are also expanding that knowledge to our next generation. So generation to generation, traditional knowledge cannot be granted for the patent, so that the turmeric patent which was filed by the America, granted to the America, was revoked by our honorable scientist Marshall Karji, that is known as the हल्दी का पेटेंट. जो हल्दीचं जे पेटेंट आहे, हल्दी का पेटेंट जो है वो भारत ने वापस लिया है, क्योंकि वो the knowledge of that turmeric use was traditional and it was we are using from so many ancient ages. So it was revoked by the America, by the India. Now atomic energy inventions cannot be granted for the patent. And business methods patents in India cannot be granted for the patent, are not patentable. Now, after seeing what is patentable, after seeing what is non-patentable and definition of patent, let us see some funny and useful and simple examples of the patents which are granted one. This is anti-eating face mask. On screen you are seeing that it's the simple arrangement. If some doctor is recommended to a patient not to eat in between, at that time a simple mask can do the work innovatively. There is locking system, there is a mesh, and there is locking system, simple system. On screen you are seeing that it was granted for the patent. It's very simple patent. We don't think that patent is so much highly complex thing, but not. If you design simply something, that can be applied for the patent. Patent on back sketching. Back sketching will always we feel such things. At that time, if someone designed the equipment which can relieve on in this situation, that can be granted for the patent. On screen you are seeing that there is a patent which can relieve from the back scratching. Okay. Now, this is the third patent, which is funny patent. I am giving example is just a simple patent. It's just a pulley. A person is attached to that pulley which was not doing some efficient work in the office. At that time, that office person created this new innovative thing, and he started to doing treatment to the persons in front of all. At that time, they started to do their work regularly. So it's innovative thing, is funny thing, is granted for the patent and known as medical treatment aimed under curing headache released at work. जो लोग अपने काम में थोड़ा सा लेजी है, उनके लिए वो ऑफिसर ने मशीन बनवाई. वो मशीन बनवाने के बाद उन्होंने ये ट्रीटमेंट सबके सामने शुरू कर दिया, तो सभी ने काम शुरू कर दिया. जो पुल्ली जो उन्हें बनाने वाला है, जो अटैच किए वाले अपने स्लैब को, तो उसका पेटेंट उनको मिला है. इट वाज आल्सो पेटेंटेड. नाउ पेटेंट ऑन न्यू सीट बेल्ट डिजाइन. एज यू आर नोइंग दैट every part of a car, bike, motorcycle, all these things is granted for the patent, is applied for the patent. As you are knowing that our nano car has 52 patents. Similarly, the car belt also can be granted for the patent if it is used in a proper way for the proper situation. Now, let us see 1 2 ka 4. 1 2 ka 4 is a famous song. How it is used here? Let us see. On screen you are seeing that there is a FM digital tuner, that is the audio video player, and it is made by the company Philips. It's on the screen. So what all intellectual properties are related to single thing? 1 2 ka 4. First, the theme of that, idea of that is patented under the patent. Its external design, switches, display, thickness, round shape, all these things external can be registered under the design. The name Philips is registered under the trademark, and which music you listen, which video you watch, that is under copywritten. Means a product is multi-related to other intellectual properties. If someone designed all these things and not attach the sticker of the trademark, that Philips, at that time anyone can attach that organization sticker and can sold in the market for the XYZ company. So that if you do some innovative thing, if you go for registration of the intellectual property of that product, we have to take care that there are 2 3 4 intellectual properties related to a single product. It is the 1 2 ka 4. Now, after seeing some basics of the patents, let us see the patents filing. What is the patent filing process actually? See, we have to do concentration of a particular thing, which things which are in surrounding which are using, which research we are doing. If it is having any drawback, it can be improved if we think that. You write down that idea as much detail as possible. First thing, before applying the patent, filing the patent. Secondly, after fixing or after deciding that we can grant patent on a thing, check for the patentability of subject matter. If the subject is patentable, then and then only we can go ahead, as we have seen that a list where patents cannot be granted. At that time, if your subject is under that category, you cannot go ahead. So second thing is that we have to see the patentability of subject matter and confirm. If it is confirmed that we can patent this, it is not under a non-patentable thing, we can go ahead for that. Now, you return patents, suppose, then you first get a question which forms we can use for filing a patent. Let us say in this section, patent filing forms and fees. There are only 5 forms are required for filing and granted a patent. First is the application of patent, second is the complete specification application, third is undertaking, fourth is the request for publication, and 18th form number 18th is the request for the exemption. These are the form numbers 1, 2, 3, 9, 9, 80 allowed by the Patent Office of India. These are the numbering done by them, and there are so many forms, but these 5 forms are sufficient for filing a patent, out of which form number 1, form number 2, form number 3 and form number 18 are compulsory, we have to file it, and with the fees of, as like you are seeing that application is 1,600, request for publication 2,500, all the addition goes to 6,600. Means within this low cost 6,600 I have filed the patent. So this is the minimum cost of the Government of India for filing the patent, and you can find the forms 1, 2, 3, 9 and 18 on website ip.government.in. So just I have cleared that only these 5 forms are required, and this much fees is useful one we have to pay. Now, before filing the patent, there are again 3 steps. First step is searching, second step is drafting, and third step is sending. Let us see what is searching. If we publish our research paper, we have to search related literature, as like that. If you wish to file a patent, we have to search the related patents on the search engine. Second, we have to draft properly as we write our paper. At the same time, similar process is there, we have to draft that patent. And thirdly, we have to send that research patent to the particular office. What is see? First is this searching of the related patents which you are going to design, which you are going to willing to file. Where to search? There are 5 search engines. One is Google Patents, second is the USPTO Patent Full Text and Image Database Search Engine, third is the INPAS Indian Patent Advanced Search System, fourth is the ESPC Net European Search Patent System, and fifth is the WIPO World Intellectual Property Organization. So these 5 search engines are freely available. You can find lakhs of the patents on it. You can collect which are most related to you. You can write what is more improved than you. Refer that these 536 patents. Then and then only you can go filing the patent. Let us keep in your mind that Google Patents, as like Google search, there is Google search engine, as like there Google Patent search engine, USPTO search engine, INPAS search engine, ESPC Net search engine, and WIPO. You can take screenshot of that. You can search so many patents on that. Now, as an example, I just written a letter PEN on that search engine from in 2 years ago. There I get more than 2 lakhs of patent on the word pen, PEN. So, if you want to design a pen, you can search such patents which are available on the pen. What your improvement from that you add in that, and you go to filing the patent, writing the patent. Second step is drafting. As we draft our research paper, similarly there is drafting process of the patent in the techno-legal language, such that if you read some patent, 5 or 10 patent, you can master of that. As like court matter cases, if you read some case at first time, then we are unable to understand what is perfect meaning. But if you go through 5 and 4 more 5 to 10 cases, court matter cases, you can able to understand what is the perfect meaning of that word. Similarly, if you read some patents, 5 to 10 patents, you get master of that for drafting the patent. So patent drafting is like format. What is the format of that? In our research paper, there is fixed format like abstract, introduction, then research methodology, then calculation, conclusion, references. Similar format is available for the patent also. First of all, we have to write title of invention, where we have to register on that name. Secondly, field of invention. Thirdly, background of invention as a related literature, including the drawbacks of above available patent, objective of your invention, summary of invention, brief description and drawing. If you want to support your idea through drawings, you can support the your idea innovation through drawing. There is no need to produce that product and submit to the office. Just your drawing and your description is sufficient for granting a patent. And also detailed drawing description of that we have to write examples also. And then claims. Claims means where we want to claim our rights on a particular point. That is the claim. Since if you design a patent on pen, there was a patent on this pen, but this was not modified, means this was not there available there, this part. So already patent was on the pen, you just modified this part, so that claims can be done on the modified innovative part only. So these are the claims. And lastly, abstract. So simple format of patent is like our research paper format. Then third step is sending. Where to send the patent? There are two types of sending, one manual and one e-sending. Meaning is very perfect. For manual sending, we have to go through the post office, download the form, write down the patent, type the patent, attach the DD and send to the office. Second is the e-sending. Without going away from the home, out of home, you can file the patent from your home. That is the e-sending. Very clear it. So you can prefer anyone, e-sending or physical sending. Now you might be having question where to submit it. You can submit your patent out of these four offices, one office. Mumbai, Chennai, New Delhi and Kolkata. Every office is having a judicial area, and in that area we can file the patent. You are from Pune, so we can file your patent in Mumbai. So other offices are not useful for us, but it should be known that the patent submission for a particular office is not important. It's just a procedure. All patents are processed within one office under one roof of Government of India. So let us go ahead. Types of filing a patent. Which types we can file the patent? How many types? There are two types of patent filing. One is provisional and second is complete. What is provisional filing? If today, after this webinar, if someone willing to file a patent, registered a patent on his or her name, it can do today only with provisional filing, form number 1 with fees, title and just 4 to 5 lines or 10 lines abstract. This is the provisional filing. But government cannot process the provisional filing, just title, registration and abstract for the patent, but it requires complete filing within 1 year. That is form number 1, form number 2, form number 9, form number 18, fees, detailed drawing and description. If you submit it within 1 year, you can get the patent. So for granting the patent, complete specification is needed. It is not necessary to file provisional specification, but you can go for the complete specification. But if someone filed provisional specification, then naturally it goes our tendency to complete it as well as a provisional submission for complete specification. This is the types of filing patent. Let us see the how patent is granted. We filed our file and we paid publication fees, then patents are published in their journal. We have to wait for first examination report from the patent office. They issue the first examination report to you. If there are some drawbacks, queries, they wish to clarify all from this, and you have to reply it within particular stipulated time given by that office. If they are satisfied with your answer, then they allowed that this patent is granted, they publish the patent, granted the patent as published in the journal. But if they need to discuss with you few complex process, they can also call to visit to you to the office also. So without going to the office, they read your examination report, what your answer you have written to that. If they are satisfied, they grant the patent, and the process goes up to 3 to 5 years, more than 3 years and less than 5 years, or more than 5 years, but minimum 2 to 3 years are required for granting a patent. Now, about the rights of the patent, let us see. Patents right are territorial rights. Means if you file a patent in India, you can get right of that equipment rights in the India only. Outside India, in Pakistan, Bangladesh, or in China, if someone is duplicating that product, someone is selling or anything doing that product using that where it is filed. Since if you want to use that intellectual property in other countries, what is the process then? You have to file the PCT international application through India, through Patent Cooperation Treaty, through India PCT filing. That gives a single application can use a claim of 150 countries of the world your patent through the single file. Means it's the process, it is the amendments, or it is the process given by the government of India, because it's very hard to study the rules of every country, to pay the fees of every country, to follow the process of every country, so that India has given, our country has given a process of that is the PCT cooperation tactic, which is used to file a patent more than 150 countries. Now PCT phase international filing can be done, means if someone want to file a patent out of India, it can be applied for out of India at first, but with permission of the government of India it can be applied, and again it can be applied through for the India also. Now who can submit the patent application? मेरे सामने जो बैठे वो टीचर्स है, रिसर्चर है, स्टूडेंट है, टेक्नीशियन है, कोई डॉक्टर्स है, कोई प्रोफेसर है, कोई डीन है सर, एक रजिस्ट्रार मैडम भी ज्वाइन हुए वाले हैं महात्मा गांधी यूनिवर्सिटी से. सो दीज आर द इंटेलेक्चुअल पर्सन्स विच आर ज्वाइंड हियर, बट हु कैन सबमिट द पेटेंट एप्लीकेशन? अगर वहाँ कोई अट है क्या सबमिट करने के लिए पेटेंट, तो पेटेंट एप्लीकेशन कैन बी सबमिटेड थ्रू applicant himself or through the first investigator known as the first investigator. Secondly, application can be filed jointly. The persons which are working under a supervisor along with supervisor and the research scholars can file the patent jointly. Also, if a organization gives grant or finance to the patent for the patent, then it can be applied through organization jointly also. Through assignee also, if you have created some patent and you don't want to go to the office, then you can send your patent through your assignee. The patent can be applied through IPR agent. This point is important. If someone is not knowing any language, some illiterate person, 100% illiterate, at that time, if he formed or if she formed an innovative thing, then he or she can approach to the patent authorized agent. And patent authorized agent, by charging fee to that person, they can file the patent on that illiterate person's name. So there is no need of qualification, there is no need of education, there is no need of age limit, there is no need of anything to the filing patent, there is no need of designation also. Teaching, non-teaching, student, technician, from gateman, watchman to the any person can file the patent. Since unfortunately if someone creates the patent, unfortunately he or she dead before applying the patent, then the legal representative of that any dead person can file the patent. Means once patent is created, there is no any obstacle for filing the patent, all options are available. Now let us see what are the tenures of the patent. Someone may think that if once I have granted a patent, I can enjoy the right throughout the life, but not that. Patent is enjoyed its right for 20 years. copyright 70 years or up to that life of that person. Designs can be enjoyed 15 years only. Plants breeder right 15 years. Geographical indications, your GI tag intellectual properties can be enjoyed up to 10 years and they can be renewed again. Similarly, trademarks are only registered for 10 years and they can be renewed after 10 years. That's why the factories which are from 200 to more than 200 years, once they have registered their trademark, they are still using. It is not expired. Why? They are renewing it. So renewable GI, only there are two are renewable, GI tag and trademark. Other are enjoyed for a particular period only. And copyright is a universal right. Means if you publish a paper, journal in this Indian paper, a article, it can be given, it can give right copyright throughout the universe, throughout the world. If you publish a book in India, it is under sale in the America, then there also you get the copyright of that. So copyright is universal right, but other rights are territorial rights. Now you might be having question that after doing this all process, I have filed a patent, granted a patent, created intellectual property, then what can I do with that property? You might be question in your mind. Let us see. You can assign the IPR. What is IPR? IPR is just a paper. It can be assigned as our physical property for solving the financial crisis for the needy people. जैसा कि हम कुछ तारण रख के पैसे उठा के काम करते हैं, ऐसे अपना IPR का सर्टिफिकेट भी we can assign it to the needy person for financial solving problems. IPR can be sold. You can sold your IPR to person, any person. After that he can enjoy the property rights, intellectual property rights. IPR can be gifted also. So as like our physical property can be assigned, physical property can be sold, physical property can be gifted. Similarly, intellectual property which is on paper, it can be assigned, it can be gifted, and it can be sold also. But after selling or after giving gift to someone legally, that person which receives the gift, which purchases your intellectual property, he is owner of that from that day, from their documentation. So IPR can be gifted, IPR can be sold, IPR can be assigned. Now infringement, this section we have to see. There are always some news in the paper. Someone is duplicating our product, someone selling is our product. So if someone you have got damaged, we are not responsible. So this type of notices we always read in the paper, that because of the infringement. Infringement means duplication of the product, unauthorized use of the product, or sale of duplicate material is the infringement. So infringement is wrong thing and it is the punishable thing. On the screen you are seeing that there are three products: OK, Ole, Colgate, Bisleri, Bilseri. So out of these three products, three are original and three are duplicate. So that duplication is infringement and it is punishable. And one example in the we know that the Apple has awarded with more than $1 billion to the Samsung as a fine. And also before few days there was a news of the Jangir film. आपको मालूम है जंजीर फिल्म कितनी फेमस थी, 1973 में पब्लिश हुई थी. उसका कॉपीराइट बॉक्स सिनेमा चैनल जो है, अपना बॉक्स सिनेमा चैनल जो है, उसने निर्माता की पूर्व अनुमति के बिना 12 मार्च 2020 को, उन्होंने जब कोरोना पीरियड था तब उसने जंजीर फिल्म पब्लिश किया था उसके चैनल पे. तो उसका प्रसारण होने के बाद पुनीत प्रकाश मेहरा जो उत्तराधिकारी है प्रकाश मेहरा के, उन्होंने वो बॉक्स सिनेमा चैनल पर अपना मुकदमा दायर किया था कॉपीराइट उल्लंघन का. ऐसे हो सकता है, फिल्म प्रकाश मेहरा के, उसका कॉपीराइट पुनीत मेहरा को है और दिखाने वाला बॉक्स सिनेमा चैनल है, परमिशन नहीं लिया तो उसको फाइन भरना पड़ा. सो इट इज द केसेस. ऑल्सो यू आर नोईंग दॅट झुंड फिल्म, ही जी झुंड फिल्म होती अमिताभ बच्चनची आलेली, नागराज मंजुळेने हा चित्रपट काढला होता. या चित्रपटाला स्थगिती देण्याची मागणी कोर्टाने टोटली 10 लाखाचा दंड केला. बिकॉज द स्टोरी वॉज बेस्ड ऑन अ पर्सन, he was knowing the story and he was saying that they have stolen that story. So that was the story behind that. So that this in this area, if someone is violating the rules of copyright, it is punishable. Now let us see few news in the IPR section. Madras IIT faculty and researchers have filed 180 to 84 patents during the year 2020. Means in the corona period, this IIT Madras faculty and researcher students have filed, it's a proud thing that 184 patents they have filed within 1 year. And in that situation, they have filed patents related to 9 patents related to COVID. There was no patent on the drug, but equipments which are related to cure the COVID, they were filed for the patent. Let us see what are the benefits of the patent. What are the benefits of the patent? First benefit is that it can protect your innovation. आपने कोई शोध लगाया है, वो शोध आपका है, ये शोध के मालिक आप है, इसके अधिकार आपको मिलने वाले, ये देने वाला काम पेटेंट करता है. So your rights are protected, your rights of the innovation are protected by this intellectual property. Your intellectual property rights are protected through this method. Secondly, transformation of our basic research into new products, means those products which are innovative one, we can use latest product in that market, and so that there is more scope to adopt your technology in the market. Thirdly, IPR, those who are IPR holding persons working in that institute, it gives reputation to that institute. How many patents institution have filed, how many patents that institution have hold, this gives the part of reputation also. Also IPR attracts the potential buyer. If you have intellectual property which can be marketable or can be profitable, then that factory persons approach to you to buy your IPR. So IPR attracts potential buyers. At that time, the ranking of our institute increases with the patent. If you have patent, naturally your natural ranking of the institute in the list of that institute, it increases. And last slide is that fill it, shut it and forget it. This was the slide why I have introduced. It was the slide of the Hero Honda. Hero Honda engine was so designed in 1986, 85, 83, 85 year, because at that time there was so many less mileage of that bikes. At that time Hero Honda designed an engine which is having 65, 70, 80 kilo, 75 kilometer mileage. This tremendous change, innovative change in the design made them to fill it, shut it and forget it, because high mileage engines they are designed. Similarly, as a researcher, we always think what are the things around us, innovatively we have to think, and after that thinking we try to draft the patent or intellectual property on that. And lastly, we don't forget it to file a patent, because if we do some innovation, if it is filed as intellectual property, you get right, royalty and reputation of that. So all these things are useful to our institute, ourselves and the society. And also you are knowing that the China is most filing patent in the world, and India is at 6th, 7th rank. So if you try to do some patent work in that, we can get rank also, higher rank in the institute also. For the students, I would like to give a message to that you are very lucky, because your institute have introduced the patent definition to you in the age after 20 or before near about 20 years. I myself heard the name of the patent after my age of 40. So these students can file the patent through their project, through their work to the institute, and in life you get more and more benefit from that. You try to think innovatively, you try to use that designs which you are using daily. If you are having some innovative idea to improve it, you can go to file the patent. And this is the aim of this, that if someone filed a patent through this speech, and if someone want to try to contact me, you can approach to Lo Singh sir. He has my number, and I am thankful to you what I have collected here, the images, graphics, all these things, it is acknowledged by the educational purpose I have used to the particular resources. Thank you to all, and the session is open for the discussion. Those who want to discuss something, they can discuss. Thank you so all.
Anybody has got any questions?
Yes, sir. I have one question. I'm Dr. Sarika Deshik, Registrar Mahatma Gandhi University. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. BETKAR, sir, for this insightful work. And greatly this will help our researcher and initiators to file the patent. But as an academician, although I'm on the registrar post, but I'm a sociologist too, and I'm working since long for the tribal area and tribal areas. This is just an inquiry because since long I have tried to do or file the patent in the social science field, but somehow I fail to do so. So kindly guide and how we can file the patent in social sciences, because there is no such kind of way, because as I understand the whole procedure and all, there is something to design to solve the problem. In short, if we are saying it in a one line. So how could we get it done in social science fields to resolve the social issues or social problems? So if you get any kind of insight, so it will be great help for me to do so in future.
Thank you, madam, for joining this session and discussing here. So patents is related to equipment. Once you have designed the equipment, then you get the patent. But for solving the social problems, if you created some bunch of that writings or some solution in written, that is copywritten one, that is only for the copywritten. But if you solve some problems, if you make some equipment to that, as like in learning education we can design a product, such like. So the patent is related to product only. If it is innovative one, it may be useful for the society for solving social problems or educational problems. So if there is theory and written work, pictorial work, it is copywritten one. But in social sciences, if it is equipment, then patented. And if person is from social sciences, but he or she is using so many things around us, they can be used in our learning teaching method. They can be filed for the patent also. Thank you.
So
I will be more guide if in future where I get information about that. But written matter, pictorial matter is copywritten, and which is equipment that can be patented.
So I will try to think upon these things if I have any queries. So further I will definitely.
Yes, I will help you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any other question?
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. So can I ask one question?
Yes, madam. Welcome.
Definitely, I would like to ask this question for the benefit of students. So, on behalf of students, just would like to ask one question.
Love Singh sir, you please mute yourself. Laukush sir, please mute. Okay. It is echo. Okay, madam, please continue.
Go ahead, Arunama.
Okay, should I say now?
Yes. Yes, for question you are going to ask for the students. Those students which you are here, they are listening, they should know that in China there is patent granted for that. As an example, if you ride on the bike like the bullet, if you get slipped by the accident, if no one is alongside, and to do that particular bike in straight way to go again journey, there is no there must be help of a person. If at that time, if no one is there, they have created two jacks, as like our radio kadi stick, as like that. Two jacks are there from other side. If accidentally someone slept for that, they use that jack for going to like this, and the bike gets straight and you can go right that. So students, those who are here, if they are thinking innovatively for any problem solving of our surrounding area, they can design innovatively few things so that they can get the patent. It was a speech in the KIT Institute, Kolhapur Institute of Technology for engineering student for the first year. They were in touch, and at last year they filed the patent of structural design through my help. So students are so many creative part. They create something. Also they can create apps. They can get copyright. But for the patent, they can do some innovative equipment which is useful in the society, and they can go file for the patent also. Thank you, madam.
Any other question? Any other question? Should we wind up now?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
It is an honor.
Yes, yes, you can speak, madam. Low push, sir, please mute yourself, and madam is going to ask.
So now,
Hello. Latur sir, just 1 minute. Latur sir.
Ji ma'am.
Yeah, just 1 minute. Yeah, please mute yourself. Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Sir, just one thing, from the student point of view, it will be good in case if you can highlight how the designing things cannot be patented in India, but new designs can be patented in abroad, right? Now, in case when the students are undergoing through their SIP, that is internship with them, because all these are MBA students. So just put up some or throw some light on this one, that how their projects they can think in such a way that they can think about patent in that direction as well. Please, sir.
Yes. As we are knowing that there are three parts of the patent. One is utility patent, second is design patent, third is plant patent. But we are discussing about the design patent. If they design anything, what they are using in daily life, as like school bag also, school umbrella also, all these things, if they are using for the project anything as a equipment, special design for that, they can register design as a design patent. Design patent is not complicated. External dimensions of that, all these things, if you design properly and if you give the detailed specification of that, you can get the design patent also. In India, what happens, it was no innovativeness, so anything can be designed very simply, cannot be granted. But design patent is so simple, madam. They can go ahead if they have produced some special design. External dimensions only are expected in the design.
Exactly. True, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay.
I think, Latur sir, you can proceed for the vote of thanks in case if no further questions are there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now it's time for vote of thanks. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you today to extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of our esteemed institution, International Institute of Management and Human Resource Development. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to Professor Manish R. Mangla, Founder President, SBES, and Professor Nirusma M. Mangla, our Founder Secretary, SBS. Your unwavering dedication and visionary leadership have been the driving force behind our institutional success. Your support and commitment to education inspire us all. I would like also to extend our sincere thanks to Dr. Lokesh Arora, Director IMS, Dr. Samrat Ray, Dean IMS, Dr. L.K. Tripathi, Director of SBIMS, and Dr. Aruna A. Devaskar, Director IMHRDW, for gracing us with your presence today. Your expertise and guidance have been invaluable to our institutions, and we are fully grateful for your continued support. Our heartfelt thank also goes to all the leading academicians across India who joined this meet, and also all our faculty colleagues or institutions for being here with us for today. Your presence adds immense value to our seminar, and we are honored to have you here, sir. I must take a moment to express our profound appreciation to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. M. BETKAR, sir. Your illustrious career, outstanding achievement, and contribution to academia and research have left an indelible mark, sir. Your presence today has elevated our seminar to a new level, and we are immensely grateful, sir, for your enlightening insight. Last but not certainly least, I would also want to thank our dear student. Your enthusiasm, curiosity, and thirst for knowledge drive us to continuously strive for excellence in education. Your active participation in today's seminar is a proof to your commitment to learning. In conclusion, today's seminar on intellectual property rights and patent filing in India would not have been possible without the collective support, dedication, and contribution of each and every one of you, sir. Today, we are creating an environment that fosters education, innovation, and intellectual growth, sir, in our institution. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for that power failure and major breakdown was there. So there was a delay. But thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much.
When there is a webinar scheduled by me, I complete it totally at home. So no problem. Whenever you can start. Thank you. madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Laukus, sir, please share feedback link also with everybody. Laukus, sir, please share feedback link with everybody. We
Yes,
can
sir.
share the feedback with sir also later on.
We will share the feedback form, and then I am requesting all of you to please fill the form.